I still can't believe we're actually doing this, I said, looking at Clara across the dinner table. The golden light from the chandelier caught her eyes, making them look warmer than usual. She smiled, setting her fork down. You've said that 3 times tonight, Ethan. You sound nervous. I'm not nervous, I lied. Just happy. You, me, the family, it finally feels right. Dad chuckled, leaning back in his chair. About time you stopped running from commitment. Dad, I said, half laughing. You make it sound like I've been avoiding marriage all my life. He raised a brow. Haven't you? Mom rolled her eyes. Daniel, stop teasing him. Clara, don't listen to his jokes. He's secretly proud. Clara giggled softly. Oh, I can tell. You Carters don't hide your feelings very well. Liam laughed from across the table. She's got you there, Mom. Watch it, Mom warned playfully. The room was full of warmth, laughter bouncing between walls that had seen arguments, tears, birthdays, and now a future being built. For once, it felt like nothing could go wrong. I looked at Clara again, her hand resting beside her glass. I reached out and touched it. You fit here so easily, I said. Like you were always part of us. She squeezed my hand. Your family welcomed me before I even knew what I was walking into. I'm lucky. Lucky? Liam smirked. You mean he's lucky? You've got him wrapped around your finger, Clara laughed. You say that like it's a bad thing. It is if he forgets how to think, Liam said, teasing. But his tone carried a strange edge, barely noticeable but sharp enough for me to feel it. I frowned. What's that supposed to mean? He shrugged. Nothing. Just saying love makes people blind, Mom glanced at him. Liam, stop ruining the mood. I'm not, he said quickly, raising his glass. I'm just being honest. To the happy couple. We all raised our glasses, the sound of clinking crystal filling the air. Clara smiled, but I noticed the way her gaze lingered on Liam for half a second too long before turning back to me. Later, when dinner ended, Mom insisted on showing Clara the engagement decorations she'd been working on. It's just a small preview, she said, guiding her into the living room. Dad followed them, talking about caterers and guests. That left Liam and me alone at the table. He leaned back, arms crossed. You really think she's the one, huh? I gave him a look. Of course, why? Just asking. He swirled his wine. You've only known her a year. People can hide a lot in a year. I laughed, though it felt forced. What, you think she's some kind of spy? He didn't laugh. I think she's smart, charming, the kind who knows how to fit in anywhere. That's not a crime. No, he said, but it's dangerous when you stop noticing who's pretending. I frowned. You're reading too much into it. Clara loves me. She's been nothing but genuine. Sure, Liam said quietly. Just don't make her your whole world before you're sure she deserves it. I leaned forward. What's this really about? You don't like her? He sighed. It's not that. She's great. He paused, as if reconsidering. Forget it. You won't believe me anyway. Try me. He met my eyes. You ever feel like someone's smiling at you but thinking something else? I stared at him. You're being paranoid. Maybe, he said, pushing his chair back. But sometimes paranoia is just early awareness. Before I could respond, Mom called from the other room. Boys! Come here! Clara wants to show you something. Liam stood up, forcing a grin. Duty calls. As we walked into the living room, Clara was laughing with my mom, holding up a small velvet box. Inside was the ring, simple, silver, and perfect. What do you think? She asked. It's beautiful, I said. Liam nodded slowly. Yeah, perfect fit. I caught the faintest flicker of something on his face, a mix of warning and guilt. It disappeared before I could name it. The evening ended with hugs, laughter, and promises. Clara kissed me goodnight at the door, whispering, I can't wait to be your wife. I smiled. Neither can I. But when I went upstairs later, Liam's words echoed in my head. You sure you know her, Ethan? I laughed under my breath, trying to shake it off. Of course I do. Still, long after the lights went out, that question refused to leave me. Can you meet me tonight? Liam's voice on the phone sounded tight, uneasy. I frowned. It's late. What's going on? Just come. It's important. Something in his tone made my chest tighten. I found him at the old cafe near the river, sitting alone by the window. He wasn't smiling. What's wrong? I asked, sliding into the seat across from him. He didn't answer right away. His fingers drummed against the table, restless. Finally, he pushed his phone toward me. "You need to see this. What is it?" "Just look." On the screen was an Instagram page I didn't recognize. Private, but with screenshots of posts. The username was strange, a glass smile. I blinked. "Who is this?" He exhaled sharply. "Clara!" I laughed, confused. "No, that's not..." "Just read," he said quietly. I scrolled. The first post was a picture of my family at dinner. The caption read, "Dinner with the perfect family, if only they knew." My throat went dry. Another photo, my mother laughing in the kitchen. Caption, "Pretend long enough, they'll believe you belong." My stomach twisted. This has to be fake. Liam's eyes stayed on me. "Keep going, there were more." Screenshots of texts. A photo of me fixing my tie before our engagement photo shoot. The caption said, "Some men really think love makes them special." I felt the blood drain from my face. This isn't real," he sighed. "It's her, Ethan." "No, Clara wouldn't. She couldn't." "I didn't want to believe it either," he said. "But check the comments." I scrolled again. Among the likes and emojis, one name stood out, Ryan Wills. I opened a comment thread, Ryan. "Still pretending?" Glass smile always. "It keeps them sweet." Ryan. "Miss the real you." Glass smile. "You'll see me soon." My hand trembled so hard I nearly dropped the phone. "Who the hell is Ryan?" I whispered. Liam shook his head. "Some guy she talks to. I don't know him, but it's been going on for months." I leaned back, trying to breathe. The air felt heavier. My chest ached. "How did you even find this?" "A friend of mine follows that account," he said. "Didn't realize who she was until he saw your picture." I closed my eyes. "You sure this isn't some mistake?" "Maybe someone stole her photos." "It's her," he said again, voice firm now. I checked. Same profile picture from an old phone backup. Same captions. Same writing style. I stared at the screen, at all the cruel words written under smiles I thought were real. She laughed with my mom. She helped Dad pick out his birthday gift. "I know," Liam said softly. "That's why I didn't want to show you. But you needed to know who she really is." I looked up at him. His expression was serious, sad but steady. "Why tell me now?" He hesitated. "Because you're about to marry her." My throat burned. "So you waited until it was too late?" "I didn't want to ruin things if I was wrong," he said quickly. "But after this, how could I stay quiet?" I couldn't respond. The cafe noise faded into static. My mind was spinning with images, Clara's smile, her voice, her warmth, all dissolving into something I couldn't recognize. "She called us a joke," I muttered. "My family." "A joke." Liam didn't move. "I'm sorry." I pushed his phone back toward him, standing up. "I need to think." "Ethan." "No," I said sharply. "If this is real, I'll find out myself." He nodded slowly. "Just don't do anything stupid." I left without looking back. The cold night air hit me like a wall. I pulled my jacket tighter, my heartbeat echoing in my ears. If Clara really wrote those words, then everything I believed in, the dinners, the laughter, the love was nothing but a performance. But part of me still whispered that maybe Liam was wrong. Maybe jealousy was twisting the truth. Still, as I drove home, that username burned in my mind like fire. Glass smile. I wasn't sure which hurt more, the betrayal or the possibility that my brother was right. I didn't sleep that night. I just stared at my phone, scrolling through the secret account again and again. Every post stabbed a little deeper. The laughter, the dinners, the photos, all turned into proof of how stupid I'd been. By morning, my eyes burned. I couldn't think straight. My hands were cold, but my chest was burning. I drove to Clara's apartment. She opened the door, smiling. "Ethan, you didn't call. What's wrong?" I held up my phone. "We need to talk." Her smile faded. "Okay, what happened?" "Whose account is this?" I asked, showing her the screen. She blinked. "I don't know, why?" "Don't lie to me." She looked confused, then reached for the phone. "What are you talking about?" I pulled it back. Glass smile. "That's you, isn't it?" She frowned. "What?" "No. Where did you even—" Liam showed me, I said sharply. He found it. Every post. Every picture. Her face went pale. "Liam, don't change the subject. I want the truth." I don't even know what you're accusing me of, she cried. I scrolled to the photo of my family at dinner. Here, caption says dinner with the perfect family if only they knew. Sound familiar? Her hands started shaking. Ethan, that's not me. Then who took that picture? I demanded. It's from my dining room. I don't know. Maybe someone hacked. Stop lying! I slammed the phone onto the table. The sound made her flinch. You posted pictures of my mother, my brother, me, and you made fun of us. Tears welled in her eyes. Ethan, please, you have to believe me. Liam's trying to ruin us. He's jealous. Jealous of what? I snapped. Of the woman who mocks the people I love? She stepped closer, voice trembling. I love you. You know I do. Why would I ever hurt you? I stared at her face, searching for the truth in her eyes. My heart wanted to believe her so badly, but my hands were still shaking from everything I'd read. Then explain this. I opened another screenshot. Her selfie. My mother's necklace shining around her neck. The caption, fake smiles run in this family. Her breath caught. For 1 second, her expression cracked like glass shattering. I saw it. The truth, I whispered. It's you. She froze. Then the tears came again, harder. Ethan, I was angry, okay? It was stupid. I didn't mean any of it. It was just a way to vent. I never thought anyone would see it. You called my mother fake. I didn't mean her. You meant all of us, I said quietly. No. She grabbed my arm. Please listen to me. It was before things got serious. I deleted it months ago, I laughed bitterly. You didn't delete it. It's still there. Public enough for my brother to find. She shook her head, sobbing. He's twisting everything. He's always hated me. He didn't write your captions, Clara. Her voice broke. Ethan, I was scared. I thought if I looked perfect, they'd never accept me. I made jokes to feel better. I swear it meant nothing. I stared at her. My pulse was loud in my ears. Do you hear yourself? You mocked us to feel better. You lied to all of us. I love you, she whispered again, reaching for my hand. I stepped back. Was it ever real? Her lips parted, but no sound came out. Just silence. Heavy, thick, final. I picked up my phone, slipped it into my pocket, and walked to the door. She ran after me. Ethan, please! Don't do this. I made a mistake. I stopped at the doorway. My voice came out softer than I expected. You didn't make a mistake, Clara. You made a choice. Her sobs echoed as I walked down the hall. My legs felt numb, but every step hurt. Outside, the air was cold and clean. I breathed in deep, but it didn't help. The woman I thought I knew, the one who laughed with my mother, held my hand under the stars, wasn't real. She'd never been real. I didn't leave my room for 3 days. I couldn't. The walls felt safer than the world outside. My phone buzzed constantly, Clara's name lighting up again and again until I turned it face down. I couldn't eat. Couldn't sleep. Just stared at the ceiling, replaying every word she'd said, every look I thought meant love. There was a knock. Ethan. My mom's voice. I didn't move. Honey, please eat something. I'm fine, I muttered. You don't sound fine. I just need time. Silence. Then her footsteps faded. More hours passed. Or maybe days. I lost track, then another knock. Sharper this time. Ethan, open up, Liam said. I groaned. Go away. I'm not leaving till you talk. The door creaked open anyway. He stepped in, holding 2 coffees. Thought you might need this? I didn't look at him. You shouldn't have shown me that account. You think I wanted to? He said softly. Maybe. You never liked her. He sighed. Because I saw how fake she was. You didn't. I sat up, glaring. You enjoyed being right. No, I didn't. You think it felt good watching you fall apart? I clenched my fists. You could have been wrong. I wanted you to be wrong. He set the coffee on my desk. I get that. But you deserved the truth. I looked away. Yeah, thanks for the truth. He hesitated. You hate me for it? I don't know, I said honestly. Maybe a little, he nodded slowly. Fair. Then he left, closing the door quietly behind him. The silence came back, louder than before. I scrolled through my messages later that night. Clara's words filled the screen. Please talk to me, I can explain. Ethan, I miss you. I threw the phone aside. The vibration kept coming anyway, like it refused to let me heal. The next morning, Or maybe it was evening. Someone knocked again. Softer this time. "Go away, Liam," I said. "It's not Liam," a calm voice replied. I frowned. "Megan? Yeah, can I come in?" I hesitated, then unlocked the door. She stepped in holding a small bag. "Your mom said you hadn't eaten, so I brought soup." "I'm not hungry." She sat on the floor anyway, cross-legged. "That's fine. I'll just sit here," I rubbed my face. "You don't have to babysit me." "I know," she said simply. Minutes passed. Neither of us spoke. The quiet felt different now, not heavy, just still. Finally, I whispered, "I don't even know what's real anymore." She looked up. "What do you mean?" Everything I believed in, her, us, my future, it was all fake. Megan didn't rush to comfort me. She just said softly, "No." The lie was hers. I stared at the floor. "Then why does it feel like I'm the one who broke something?" "Because you cared," she said. "Because you meant it," I swallowed hard. "It hurts to even think about her." "That's how healing starts," she murmured. "It hurts before it stops." I leaned back against the wall. I keep replaying it all. Every smile. Every time she said she loved me. I don't even know if those words meant anything. "They meant something to you," she said gently. "That's what makes you human." I looked at her, my voice breaking. Everything I believed in was a lie. Megan's eyes softened. "No, Ethan, the lie was hers. The pain is yours, but it's also your start." Her words sank in like a slow breath I hadn't realized I needed. For the first time in days, I felt something shift inside me, not peace, not forgiveness, just space. I nodded faintly. "You think I can start over?" "I know you can," she said. "You just have to want to." I managed a small, broken smile. "You sound like someone who's been there," she smiled back. "Maybe I have." We sat there in silence again, but it didn't feel empty this time. For once, the quiet wasn't about loss. It was about something beginning. When Sarah texted me, I almost didn't reply. Seeing her name, Clara's cousin, felt like reopening a wound I hadn't even stopped bleeding from. Her message was short. "I need to talk. Please, it's important." I agreed. Mostly out of curiosity, maybe masochism. At the cafe, she was already there, fidgeting with her coffee. "Thanks for coming," she said quietly. I sat across from her. "Why now?" She bit her lip. "Because I can't keep pretending I don't know what she did." My stomach tightened. "You mean the account?" She nodded. "Yeah, the fake one. She started it months ago." "Why?" I asked, though I wasn't sure I wanted the answer. Sarah hesitated. "Honestly? At first, it was just her venting. Stupid jokes about your family, little comments. But then, she liked the attention. People laughed. She kept going. I clenched my jaw. She mocked my parents. My mother. "I know," she whispered. I told her it was cruel. "Then why didn't you stop her?" I tried. She said it was harmless. Harmless? I laughed bitterly. She wore my mother's necklace and captioned it like a joke. Sarah's eyes dropped. That one made me sick too. I leaned forward. "So she just, what? Did this for fun?" "No," Sarah said softly. "She did it because she felt powerful. Like she could control how people saw her. You were her safety net. The perfect fiancé. You made her look good." I felt something twist inside me. She used me. "She used everyone," Sarah admitted. "Ryan, her ex, he helped her. He's the one funding her shopping trips, her little getaways. He still thinks she'll come back to him." I stared at her, my pulse pounding. "Ryan, the guy in those comments?" "Yeah, she told you he was a friend, right?" I nodded slowly. "She said he was just someone from college," Sarah sighed. "They never really ended. She just found someone stable. You." I felt my hands tremble under the table. "So she never loved me." Sarah looked pained. "Maybe she did at first, but she loved attention more. The admiration, the drama, the idea of being wanted by everyone." I swallowed hard. "And you just came here to tell me that?" "I came because I couldn't keep it to myself anymore," she said. "You didn't deserve any of it. You're a good person, Ethan. You need to know the truth before she twists it again." I stared out the window. The street outside looked normal. People laughed, held hands, lived. I felt like I was watching from the wrong side of glass. "Do you think she ever feels guilty?" I asked quietly. Sarah hesitated. "She said once that guilt is for people who get caught. So, no, probably not. Something inside me went cold. Then I guess I should thank you for confirming what I already feared. I'm sorry, she whispered. I nodded. Yeah, me too. When I stood to leave, Sarah reached for my arm. Ethan, don't let her destroy how you see love. She's not worth that. I forced a small, tired smile. I'll try. The walk home felt endless. My mind was blank, like my body was moving without me. I kept hearing Sarah's voice. She loved attention more. When I got home, Liam was waiting in the living room. He looked up. You saw her? Yeah, I dropped my keys. She confirmed everything. He nodded slowly. I figured. You knew? I asked, studying his face. Not all of it, he said. Just enough to know you deserved better. Better, I repeated softly. That word's starting to sound meaningless. He stepped closer. It'll mean something again. Trust me, I met his eyes. Something about his calm expression made my stomach twist. Why do you look so satisfied? I asked quietly. He blinked. What? Nothing, I muttered, walking past him. Forget it. But even as I closed my bedroom door, that question echoed in my mind, too sharp to ignore. I was scrolling through my phone late at night when I stumbled on it. Texts I hadn't seen before. Liam's number at the top. My chest tightened. I opened the conversation. Did he find out yet? Not yet. Soon. Let him think he's safe. A cold chill ran through me. I kept scrolling. More messages appeared. Dates, times, and places. He'd met her. More than once, alone, I couldn't breathe. My hands shook. I dialed Liam immediately. We need to talk now, he answered, calm. What's wrong? I slammed the phone on the table. You lied to me. There was silence. Then quiet. About what? I pulled up the texts. Don't play stupid. You knew about Clara's account long before you told me. A pause. I did. You met her, alone, multiple times. Why? My voice rose, trembling with disbelief and anger. You were blind, he said quietly. I just gave you the truth when you could finally handle it. I laughed, bitter, shaking my head. Handle it? You waited until it hurt the most. Until I was already broken. Was this protection or control? I was trying to help you see, he said. I didn't want to ruin you with something you couldn't handle before. Control. That's what this was, I said coldly. You wanted control over my life, my heartbreak, my choices. Not protection, he didn't answer. Just looked at me with that calm, unreadable expression. You, my own brother, watched her, waited, manipulated everything. How am I supposed to trust you after this? He leaned back, folding his arms. You were too close to her to notice. You were blind to the lies, blind to the truth hiding in plain sight. I gave you the truth when I thought you could finally see it for yourself. I felt my hands clench into fists. You decided when I could see the truth? Who are you to decide that? Someone who didn't want you to destroy yourself completely, he said. Destroy myself? I already feel destroyed, Liam. Do you understand that? And you knew it was coming. You let me hurt myself until the perfect moment to reveal it. I didn't want to hurt you more than necessary, he said, almost whispering. Didn't want to hurt me? You call this not hurting me? I took a step closer. I can't believe I ever trusted you. I thought you were my brother. I thought you had my back. I do, he said steadily. I always have. I shook my head, cold laughter escaping me. Not this way. You've never been honest. You've never been on my side. You've been a silent partner in her lies, a hidden hand controlling everything. He didn't flinch. Sometimes truth has to wait. Timing matters more than immediacy. I stared at him, every word cutting sharper than the last. Timing? You chose the timing when I was at my weakest. That's not care. That's power. He looked down, then back at me. Maybe it is. Maybe you're right. Maybe I wanted control. But it was always for you, Ethan. I laughed bitterly, shaking my head again. For me? No, Liam. For you. For your sense of justice, your control. I see it now. I turned and walked away, my chest heavy, my heart colder than ever. For the first time, I realized the person I trusted most had betrayed me too. Not with words. Not with lies about love, but with his own brand of truth twisted into control. And that cut deeper than anything Clara had done. I stopped checking my phone. The messages were still there. Clara's desperate emails, unanswered, piling up. Liam's texts faded too, quiet now. For the first time in weeks, I didn't care. At the office, my focus sharpened. "Ethan, you okay?" my colleague asked as I slammed my laptop shut. "I'm fine," I muttered, though my hands still trembled a little. "You look different," she said. "Different how?" I asked, half smiling. "Calmer. Colder, maybe. More. Awake," I shrugged. "Just trying to do my job." Later at the gym, the pain finally became fuel. "One more set." I yelled at myself, pushing harder than ever. My muscles burned, sweat ran down my face, but it felt good. Everything I'd been holding, the betrayal, the heartbreak, turned into strength. Megan was there one evening. "You're back," she said, noticing my routine. "I'm trying," I admitted, wiping my forehead. "Trying to find myself again." "You're doing more than trying," she said. "You're moving forward." I nodded, grateful she didn't try to make me explain. Silence was sometimes better than words. At home, I dusted off my old journal, the one I'd abandoned when life had felt perfect before it all shattered. I sat at my desk and began writing again. My pen scratched across the page, unfiltered, raw. Thoughts I hadn't dared voice poured out. Anger, disappointment, but also hope. "You're writing again?" Megan asked, leaning against the doorframe. "Yeah," I said quietly. "Feels like I'm reclaiming something I lost." Her eyes softened. "Good. Don't let them steal that from you." Evenings became quiet rituals. Gym, work, writing, meals I cooked myself. Slowly, the world felt familiar again, even if the edges were sharp. One morning, I opened my email. Clara's name stared back at me. "Ethan, please forgive me. I was wrong." I didn't reply. Not a word. Not a glance. It didn't matter anymore. The silence was my shield. Liam stopped showing up at the gym. He didn't check in. I didn't ask why. Maybe guilt. Maybe relief. Either way, it was fine. One night, Megan and I sat on my balcony staring at the city lights. "You're different now," she said. "I feel different," I admitted. "Stronger. Maybe because I survived." "You survived," she repeated. "That's all that matters," I nodded. I realized something. Revenge. Revenge isn't always about getting back at them. Sometimes it's just surviving better than they expected. Living well, moving on, not letting their lies define me. She smiled faintly. "Then you're already winning." I watched the lights flicker below. My chest no longer felt heavy. The anger was still there, buried deep, but it no longer ruled me. "I thought I'd need answers," I said softly, almost to myself. "I thought I needed closure, but I don't. I just need me." Megan nudged my shoulder. "Then you've got it," I smiled, a real one this time. No pretense, no pain masking it. Just me. The night air was calm, silent except for the distant hum of traffic. I breathed it in, letting it fill the spaces Clara and Liam had left behind. For the first time in months, I felt something I hadn't thought possible. Peace. And maybe, just maybe, that peace was my greatest revenge. Months passed, I kept my routines, work, gym, writing, and slowly the noise inside me faded. The betrayal, the heartbreak, the cold sting of Liam's hidden control, they still lingered, but they no longer ruled me. Then one morning, a friend texted me a link. "Ethan, you need to see this." I hesitated, then clicked. The screenshots made my chest tighten. Clara's secret account, exposed publicly. Every post, every cruel joke, every photo she'd mocked my family with, it was all out. People were commenting, sharing, laughing at her. Her reputation shredded. Her friends distancing themselves. Her career hanging by a thread. I didn't feel joy. Not really, just numb. A few hours later, my phone buzzed. One new message, Clara. I stared at the screen. The preview read, "I'm sorry. You didn't deserve what I did. I ruined everything." I didn't reply. I didn't type. I just sat there feeling the words like a weight in my chest. I finally opened the message. I thought I could control everything. I lied. I mocked. I hurt people who cared about me. Ethan, I ruined everything you trusted me with. I wish I could go back, but I can't. You deserve better than me always. I read it again. And again. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. The urge to respond flared and died in the same moment. Then I deleted it. Not out of hate. Not out of anger. Out of finality. I stood up and grabbed my jacket. Megan had texted earlier, checking in. I didn't reply. She'd understand. She always did. I drove without a destination, the streets passing in a blur. My mind replayed fragments, the laughter, the dinners, the lies, the betrayals. But instead of pain, there was clarity. I reached the hill near my old school, the place where I had first told Clara I loved her, where I had imagined our future. The sunset painted the sky in shades of orange and gold. The wind whispered through the grass. I sat on the old wooden bench, the one we had carved our initials into. My hands traced the letters absent-mindedly. I whispered to myself, I can let it go now. A soft breeze brushed my face. It felt like permission, like the world itself was telling me it was okay to release the past. I thought of Liam. He had left town, disappearing into who knows where, probably carrying his own guilt. I didn't care. I realized I didn't need him to apologize. I didn't need Clara's explanation. The sun dipped lower. Shadows stretched across the hill, soft and forgiving. I closed my eyes, breathing in deeply. The air smelled like freedom, like the end of something heavy. I remembered Megan's voice from months ago. The pain is yours, but it's also your start. I smiled faintly. She had been right. Every betrayal, every heartbreak had pushed me to rebuild myself. I had survived, and surviving had made me stronger. A car drove past below the hill, headlights blinking in the dusk. I didn't flinch. The world no longer felt threatening. It felt mine, I whispered again, this time louder. Thank you for ending who I was. And for the first time in a long time, I meant it. I stood and looked at the horizon. The sky was still glowing, still beautiful. The world hadn't stopped spinning. Life went on, and I could go on with it too. No messages, no betrayals, no ghosts from the past. Just me, the wind, and the quiet peace I had fought so hard to find. I leaned against the railing, letting the sun warm my face. My heart wasn't empty. It was full of lessons, full of resilience, full of the calm satisfaction that comes with surviving the storm. Clara had destroyed everything I thought I knew. Liam had tried to control the aftermath, but neither of them owned me anymore. The sunset faded into twilight. I stood tall, taking a deep breath. The pain had shaped me, but it didn't define me. I whispered one last time, barely audible, I'm free. And in that moment, I truly was.